I need 3 things: coffee, breakfast, and a good video.
I was gonna say it would be way better as a movie.
Oh,
Because then, whoa! I had to go 1 to 3 minutes last week.
It's one of those days, yo. Alright, well, today's video is, well, we're walking over there right now, so we might as well just wait like 10 more seconds and you'll find out.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide.
What?
hello, sir. Yes, we are filming in your apartment today.
What was the heads up?
Well, it's for color, and I apologize. Ashton, what are we doing today, huh?
Well, I'm shaving.
Yeah.
You better not put this in.
So, if y'all don't know, Ashton has been coloring my stuffs. Let's just show some of Ashton's work. Ashton, you wanna do like the snappy clap thing to like send off the.
What are you doing?
Ashton Thomas.
What is a colorist? Go. In 1 sentence.
Oh, goodness. Okay, a colorist is someone who manipulates. A colorist is. Let's look it up.
Here's what I think a colorist is. It's someone who takes what a cinematographer shoots, which usually looks like doo-doo, and it's framed nicely, but it looks like doo-doo. It's like those coloring books before they're colored in. You have all the outlines, right? And then the colorist takes the outlines and he takes his box of Crayolas, also known as DaVinci Resolve, and goes, yeah, yeet, and then it comes out and it's, that's what a colorist does. But we're gonna Google it.
A colorist digitally processes the final images of a project.
I like my answer better. He's going to give you guys three tips on how to better color your footage. Let's just freaking get after it, shall we?
Maybe? I don't know. Trust your scopes. Tip number 1. Scopes are tricky to understand at first, but once you kind of wrap your head around it, it really starts to make a lot of sense. My favorite scope, or one that is really important, is this vector scope. You see this little line right here? This is our skin tone line. Your skin tones are always going to be one of the most important things. Skin tones, you never notice when they're done right, but you will notice immediately if they're done poorly.
No Thanos skin tones,
Amen.
and no, what's the orange guy?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump!
So what I'm doing right here is I created a little tiny mask, and now I'm just going to find only a little patch of skin. Now, if we look here at the vector scope, you'll see there are little tiny dots right here. We're actually really close. His skin is looking very good as it is. But as we can see, it's just a little bit too high. We want the skin tones to be falling directly onto that line right there. So what we can do, we can take our primary wheels. This will be kind of something that you find in almost any editing software. Offset takes the whole image and makes everything adjusted. These, in sequential order, go from the darks, the midtones, and the highlights. We can see it's very close, but in order to adjust that, make it right on, we're going to take everything in the image and just drag it a little towards green. Now it's a lot closer to being right on top of that line, which is where we want it. And now, if we go back here, take off our little mask, he already looks a little bit better. You probably can't notice the difference, but it is better, I guarantee it. And that, tip number 1, trust your scopes.
Tip number
2.
2.
One of the very basic things that you're going to want to do before anything happens creatively is, remember what I said, you just make it look normal. So you're going to start off in your primary wheels, and the number 1 thing you always want to start with is your shadows, or what's called the lift. I'm going to take this and just drag them down. So first thing we do is we adjust everything that's dark, everything that's white. It's already almost right up on top of that white line, as you can see, but we'll take the midtones, everything in the middle, and just give it a little bit of pop, a little bit of color. And now as you can see, we've taken everything that's black a little bit up, so we're going to bring that back down. And then bada bing, bada boom, you've already done step number 1. Now we'll go before and after. This is before, or sorry, this is after, and here's before. Again, not a huge difference, but as you can see, it definitely brings a lot of life back into the shot. Right now, I have saturation down here. You're just gonna boost that up, make it look pretty. And look before and after. See, there's the after.
Yeah.
Here's the before. Look at that, we did 2 things. So, now that we've done the correction phase, and now we get to do the fun stuff, the grading. So for this shot, it was at sunset. I really like that kind of golden glow that's happening up here. So what I'm gonna do is take the temperature, and I think it needs to be a little bit more orange. So we're just gonna take the temperature slider. Now let's check the before and after. Just that little correction we did. There's before, after. Before,
You can see it in the sky.
yeah, the
Like the
sky
change.
especially, and then like even on this building right here, before, after. But adding a little vignette is as easy as creating a little mask. We're gonna go with the circle mask, dragging it out like you would. We're gonna feather that gal up, make her a little bit bigger, and then we're just gonna drag everything on the outside down a little bit. And then it's just a little nice effect, draws the eye back into the middle of the frame. Here's without the vignette, with the vignette.
So Ashton's third tip is vignette to add focus.
Key aesthetic principle. Say it with me. You ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Contrast
create-
creates
No! 3, 2, 1.
Contrast creates focus.
There we go. So
We learned that in
assume-
school. I mean, wow, like you actually learn things in school sometimes.
Film school, am I right?
Film school.
These are kind of like the 3 steps laid out right here. First, you correct it, make it look normal like it was right when you shot it. Then you grade, you get creative with it. Take a little bit of the blue out, push a lot more orange in, and then draw the focus. I used a vignette just to keep everything right in here in focus. And there you have it. 3 quick tips for better color correction.
All right, Ashton. Would you like to do the outro for today?
Can I?
Right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide.